Welcome, 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 everyone. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for returning to join my live. I appreciate each and every one of you. Tonight, as the title suggests, what is path? Let me get rid of this. What is path and who benefits from path? What is path and who benefits from the path program? I would like for us to take a look at that tonight. Oh boy. What is path? What is path and who benefits from this program? Let us take a look. Let us take a look. Let us dive in. I want to first say thank you all again for joining. It is a pleasure. What do you mean by oh, that's only for a little while. So, well, tomorrow Wednesday. Oh, okay. All right. All right, so let's go. Let's dive into this. Hi, Flip. Welcome. Thank you for coming. How are you doing? Logan, welcome. Thank you for coming. How are you doing, guys? Where are you guys watching me from? If you don't mind me asking, where are you guys watching from? Welcome. Welcome to you all. If you don't mind me asking, I am very good, Flip. I'm very good. How about yourself? Thank you so much for saying hi. It is a privilege having you here with me. I hope that you are doing well. But tonight, I am from Jamaica, and I am more familiar with programs in Jamaica, and even so, I am still not familiar with all the programs that are there. But tonight, I would like us to look at the PATH program. I don't think you're a Jamaican, so I'm not sure if you would know anything about this. There's a program that we have in Jamaica. It's like a food stamp. That's what it was called at first. However, it is now, it has been called the PATH program for so long. And what does the word or the acronyms P.A.T.H mean? What does it stand for? Well, it is a program of advancement through health and education. Now, this is a program similar to the food stamp. All right, where you get monetary benefits. Rushing Wind, Welcome. How are you doing? Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I want us to look at the P.A.T.H program, which is a benefit in Jamaica. And this benefit is for like mothers, pregnant mothers, lactating, whatever, or pregnant, lactating, as I said, and newborn. Or not only newborn, but it for some people will not get it. It's not for everyone. It is for the less fortunate. And even so, a lot of persons who are less fortunate do not they do not benefit from this program. Now, if you are not dirt poor or you don't have friends in these places, you don't get these benefits. You have to be dirt poor. And even so, even if you're dirt poor, they want to know that you don't have washing machine. Now, in this day and age, how many homes in Jamaica don't have these cheap machines, these cheap washing machine that you would say China made, these plastic machine? Perhaps a lot of persons don't even know these types of washers. And who in this day and age, there are still persons who don't know what it is like or what it feels like to cook on a gas stove. But having a gas stove, does it mean that you're still not in need? We would like to look at that condition this evening. Now, as I said earlier, you're very welcome, Rushing Wind. You're very welcome. This program, it helps to alleviate poverty. While it doesn't alleviate it totally, but it helps. And as I said before, a lot of people who should be benefiting from this program is not benefiting from it. There are a lot of households who are living in some deplorable conditions and they are still not benefiting. All right. And when you check and listen to some persons who are benefiting from this program, it makes no sense. Now, someone have applied, and I've heard this so many times. When they go to the P.A.T.H office, they are poor, they are in need, they are needy. Let me not use the term poor. They are very much needy. They are not working. They are single parents. And if you have ever spoken to a Jamaican, you will know that they work under some deplorable conditions. They're underpaid and overworked. And I know that you're going to say it's not only happening in Jamaica, it happens all over the world, and that we know. It's not only in Jamaica, but we're talking about Jamaica. All right? Now, in Jamaica, you're working less than $100 a week. I heard that it has been stepped up somewhat. I heard that it has improved a bit. I think they have begun to benefit the from the salary increase recently. But imagine a year ago living under 100. Wow, I'm celebrating my 51 subs on YouTube in like 3 days. Amazing. Amazing flip. I'm happy to hear that. Awesome. 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 And I can imagine your excitement. I know how you feel because I've been there. All right. The transfers of these funds, when you don't get the money in your hand, you would get something like a check. You would get something like a check with your name. You have to go and collect this money. It is handed out at the post office. I believe that's where persons would go to collect it. I'm not sure for everybody if it's at the post office. Now, to sign up for this program, first of all, you need proof of identity. You need an ID, and this can be it has to be a national ID, all right, or a passport, or a driver's license. What else? You also, in our country, we use a thing called TRN. TRN, right?
Yeah, TRN.
TRN. So you need a TRN plus, yeah, which would be something like what they have, social security number in the States, in the US. So TRN would be a tax registration number that is given to you there in Jamaica. So you need your TRN and a passport or your national ID or whatever other valid proof of identification document that you have. You need also proof of address. We all know what that is. Utility bills, whatever bills you pay. A rental agreement or whatever other documents can verify your whatever that is. All right. Proof of address. Anything that you have to prove that you are living here. This is where I'm living. Now, when you go and how many persons are in the household, including children, how many persons are living there? You have probably, it is a single parent, single mother, single father. How many persons live in that household? You're going to need the birth certificates for all family members, including the children. Now, not everyone will benefit, even though they have asked for everyone's birth certificate, your birth certificate and the father's birth certificate. If it's a big person, an adult, whoever is there, they're going to need those birth certificates, all right? Now, even as an adult, you still can benefit from the program. Even as an adult, you can benefit from this program. Let me see here. Now, you need proof of income. If you are not working with a company or you're self-employed, they're going to also need proof of that. They are going to need some kind of documentation to verify the household's financial situation, whatever you are making. If you are not working, you don't have anything to show. And if you're selling on the street, a lot of persons who are selling like ice pops, I don't know what you call it. In Jamaica, we call them bag juice. I've seen persons selling similar items in different countries. I'm sure that's not what it's called in other countries. But I've seen persons peddling their wares in places like Africa, in places like China, Philippines, in places like those. And even here in the States, there are persons who would go out on the street and they would sell different kinds of stuff. I don't know how that works. If there is anybody here, anyone from Jamaica who has been in this position and can help, when you're not working, how does that work? Applicants must be able to complete this application or this proof, this documentation, the proof of income. I don't know how that part works to verify that you are working and how much you get for your pay if you are qualified for this benefit. If you are working a certain amount of money, then surely you are not going to get it. A lot of persons, yes, they are working, and they may be working. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Flip. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. If I see you again, coming to the channel, Flip, I will surely give you a gift as time passes if I see you again. But I do welcome the subscription from you, all right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rushing Wind. Thank you. So, I don't know everything about the P.A.T.H program as it relates to that, but I will let you know. I will share with you what I do know. All right. Now, where can you get these forms? You have to go to the P.A.T.H office. There's an office. NIS office. The NIS office. Thanks. You go to the P.A.T.H office, which is located in the NIS office. So the P.A.T.H office and the NIS office, that's in Jamaica, you go there and they will give you an application form to be filled out. And you don't know right away if, for some persons, yes, they will tell them right away that you are qualified. But for some persons, they don't know right away whether or not. It is at their discretion. They give you the form to fill out. And if there are too many yes on the form, then for sure, you are not going to get through. And some of the questions I think is they need to modify or update or something with this form. Because can you imagine if you have a toilet, a bathroom on your house, even that they're asking you, do you have a bathroom inside your house? Does it have a flush toilet? Do you have running water? These are some of the questions that they ask you. All right. And if all of these are yes, perhaps you may not get through. If all of these are yes, it is likely that you may not get through. Do you have a stove? How much burner do your stove have? Is it a 6 burner, a 4 burner, 2 burner? Yeah, hot plate, all of that stuff. All right. And it depends on your answer. Do you have a washer and a dryer at home? Now, if a person has a washer and dryer, it speaks volumes. I would not be going there and I would not be telling them that. What if it's someone gifted these items to me? You cannot go there and tell them, yes, I have a washer and a dryer. You will not be given, you will not be eligible for this program. You will not be eligible. Do you have a washer, a dryer, a stove? Do you have a refrigerator? And if all of these, air conditioner is worse. If you say yes to all of these, then you don't bother to go there because you will not be getting it. They are not asking you how do you achieve these things if you are not working. How do you achieve all of this? That is not their concern. As long as you have them, you won't be eligible. Now, what if someone, let's say for instance, someone is traveling, someone is migrating, and you're a good friend, and they say, okay, I'm going to give you a refrigerator. And because they know that you take care of these things, a person is leaving and they want to give you certain stuff. What kind of house do you live in? These are some of the things that they ask you. Do you live in a board house? Do you live in a concrete house? Are you paying rent? Is the land yours? All of these stuff they ask you. And if all of these answers are yes, I guarantee you, you won't be given the opportunity. Maybe someone, I remembered when I was struggling with my children, and someone would have built a board structure for me, one room. It was a one-room structure. Not even a toilet was not on the house. All right. Thank you so much, Flip. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you again soon. All right. Thank you so much for being here. No, someone assisted me in building this board structure. Sorry. Now, if you are in that position and someone builds for you, I had to repay that person. And I could not even repay them because I was not working. At first, they offered to build it for me. But then they found out that I would do odd jobs, which could hardly suffice to feed me and my children. But they still wanted some money, which I did not have a problem in giving. But at first, when they started the construction, they gave it to me as they said they were building it for me. They saw the condition and they wanted to help. And then something happened and they changed their mind. So they were like, whatever you can pay us, whenever you can. I was unable to, because having, let's say, 8 children, because I have 9 children, but not all 9 lived with me at the time. All right. So 8 were living with me, not even 8, because one of my daughters were not there. So let's say at any time, it was about 6 of us or 7 of us living together at one time. It was still difficult because I was a single mother. So imagine when I would go there, I was denied. I did not have all of these amenities, but I was denied. All right. So you have to know someone in these spaces, in these environment. When I was seeking a job, I couldn't even get a job. You have to know persons who knows persons. It is very difficult to get any form of assistance from the government when you are of a certain caliber. I'm speaking for Jamaica because that's where I'm from. All right. So the application should be completed. It cannot be completed anywhere else other than the P.A.T.H office. You go there and they would ask you certain questions. Then they would send persons to come and check out where you are living to verify that it is actually true what you have stated on the form. Persons would have to come to your dwelling, wherever you told them that you are living, and they would check the place out. So if you told them that you don't have any of these amenities, or even if you say, all right, I have a stove, and it's a 2-burner stove, and you will say, all right, I'm living in a board house, and when they come there, because they're not going to tell you when they are coming, they just show up. And they come and they see that not everything that you stated is factual. You won't be getting it. So you have to be true on those forms. But some people do have to lie. And it is sad because these people actually do need the help. But sometimes you have to lie on these application forms. Sometimes even seeking a job, you have to lie of your address. Where do you live? They find out that you're living at a certain address. They are not giving you that job. It is still happening. All right. So this is what the P.A.T.H program aids in doing. It assist in supporting these families who are less fortunate, or let's say they are the vulnerable in society, providing financial assistance and education and healthcare benefits. All right. In education, these children are able to go to school, and at one time it was actually free. But as time goes by, it is no longer free. At one time you had to pay like $20. Then they had the nutrition company would come in and they would bring these products, all right, these snacks. I wouldn't say it's lunch. It is like bun. If you're a Jamaican, you will know what I'm talking about. Let me try to see if I can find what a Jamaican bun look like, and I can share it with you. What the company did name again? What the nutrition company did name?
Nutrimix.
Nutri.
Nutribun.
Yeah.
But who used to make it? I don't know. I don't know which company. Nutrimix are like full feed.
Let me see if I can find let me see if I can find nutrition products. I don't know if I can find. They used to serve something called bulla. Nutribun, Nutribulla. Yes. But it's kind of different now. Let me see if I can share something here so that you will have an idea. All right, let me see. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can share this page with you guys. Let me try to share this page. So you will have an idea as to what I'm talking about. One time they were not packaged. One time they were not packaged. Let me see. I'm not seeing. All right, so these are the bulla that I was talking about. In earlier years, they used to do something called vegetable patties. These are made with flour, sugar, ginger, stuff like that. All right, and it's kneaded into a dough and baked. Sweet treats. Let me see. I don't think they are doing patties still. What is this? Cheese bread. I didn't even know that they were doing cheese bread. The bun, they used to be in a bag by itself. Each product. This is the bun here. Spice bun. Here is a spice bun. This one is a spice bun. And bulla here. They are now what would you say now? Distributed, packaged, properly packaged. One time you had, I think, 20 in a bag. 20 bulla in a bag. And I think the same for the bun in the bag. And they used to give like milk in the bag, just just the same. Let me see if I can find anything else. It seems as if this is all that they are doing now. One time they used to have more of a variety. I doubt if they do anymore. This is all I'm seeing. One time they used to have bulla, not anymore. Not bulla, sorry. Patties, milk. And this is like chocolate milk and cherry milk. Yeah. But I highly doubt they are doing these things anymore. So these are just a few items that children would get. And it would be given like this in time past. I don't know now. It is packaged separately. But you would have 20 of these in one bag. But they were small. All right. All right. Here we go. Now, when you go to school, you would be entitled to those things and they would be free. But after a while, they were no longer free. After a while, you had to pay $20 until it went up to $50. I don't know how much it is these days. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Seems as if none of my Jamaican people not here to relate. All right. They would have buses. They now have buses that these children ride for free. Instead of waiting for you don't have any money to send them to school, these days they say you don't have an excuse. You can send your children to school. There is a bus that is supposed to take them, and you are supposed to get lunch from the canteen. But you still have to pay a small fee, even though it's given by the government. But you still have to pay a small fee. It's no longer free. And if any of my Jamaicans are listening in at a later date, you can update me, because I've been out of this for a while now. All right. And what else? Now, if you have left high school, you were in we call it infant school, or primary, in basic school, infant school, basic school, or what they call it here, kindergarten, you are entitled. Primary school, you are entitled. High school, yes, you are still entitled. When you leave, when you graduate high school, you are still entitled if you have moved on to college. All right. They still assist you. They give you a certain sum of money. It is not given in your hand. However, it is paid to these institutions. All right. What else is there that I can so basically, did I cover everything, Rosie?
About the new chip one?
The education.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you don't go for a certain amount of days, however, those benefits are taken from you. Mm-hmm. If you go to school, we would say go to school bad for whatever reason. You have to give a reason, and also not only give a reason, but the reason that you state It must be factual. They must be, if it's that the child is sickly, you need a letter from a doctor.
Yeah.
All right.
And even if the child is changing school,
Yes,
you
if the
have to let
child,
them know.
right. So the child benefits from going to clinics when they are small, going to the clinics when they are from newborn until they start attending school. Now, if that child stops attending the clinic, the child has now moved on to the first level of education. You need to let them know that the child is now going X school. You have to update the information, and I'm sure it is not only in Jamaica. Welcome to all my viewers, my silent viewers, my subscribers, each and every one of you. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate your time. Even though you are not speaking to me, but I really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here. Now, after leaving the clinic, as I said, you have now started basic school, the first level, the first stage in school. You have now graduated that level. You are now in primary school. You have to keep updating this information. It cuts off from high school. When you stop going to high school, that's where it cuts off. But however, if you are going to college, it continues. Now, if you drop out of school, the benefit stops as well. If you go to school, let's say you are not consistent in school, you don't benefit as well. So each stage, you have to let them know what is happening. Keep them abreast of what is going on. All right. Now, as it relates to healthcare, when you go to the clinic, when you go to clinics, if you are going to the clinic, sometimes they will send your name. If you're in a certain position and you need help, the clinic also can assist you in getting this benefit, whether the clinic or even primary school. Those institutions help you as well. They validate that, yes, this parent really do need assistance. All right. As it relates to healthcare, you have to go to the clinic. You can't let any of your appointments miss you. If it misses you, you have to reschedule that appointment. If you just show up, in many instances they might have to reschedule that visit. All right. And going to the clinic, going to the hospital, as long as your name is there, sometimes you benefit from medications as well. Look here, Rosie. You used to say there's something compound this and it never depend on you know.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
Ah, this hand do.
try check it.
You don't see it on this hand. You see? You see?
No, I don't see. Probably that hand.
Supposed to be this hand, man.
You don't
I don't know. All right.
know. Finish now.
All right. So what else? I've spoken on the healthcare and let me see. Is there anything else that I need to?
Maybe these afternoon I can educate them about artistic children also.
Okay. All right. You can give me idea for next time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see. The poor. No. Let's not say that. Persons also, for persons who are disabled, they do benefit as well. Let me say that. The adults, you have adults who also benefit. But as I said, you have to be in a certain, you have to be of a certain, you have to have certain requirement as an adult. Let's say there is no one to take care of you, and you can prove that, or the those persons who would go around, we call them poor relief. That's what we call them. All right, poor relief. They would go around, and they know these people, they would benefit. Who else benefits? Yes, I've spoken of the children,
The elderly.
the elderly, yeah, the elderly,
And the
and
persons with disabilities.
yeah, I mentioned that. And not just about anyone in the family can, even though your child is on there, the head of the family must be the one to collect the benefits. Right. Anyone who went and signed that form up, unless you put somebody's name there, you won't be available to pick it up. You have to give that person a letter to go and pick up your check. That person's name have to be on it, and that person has to have a letter. All right. And that letter, not anyone can write it. You have to write it and sign it and let a JP stamp it, and they take it. Sometimes they don't even do that. Sometimes they will not accept it. So it all depends. But I can tell you that even though it is stated that these are the persons who benefit from this program, not everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for still being here. Not everyone still benefits from this program. All right. They also give scholarships. So as I would have mentioned earlier, these persons.
They even give persons start by raising chickens and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Workshop.
They have to go to a workshop. Now, also, remind me, scholarships are given if you have graduated high school and you are going on to tertiary institutions. Scholarships are granted. You also need financial evidence that you are not able to pay, and they assist you. They don't pay the entire thing in full, but you are assisted. Also, they give you grant where they assist you in starting a business, a small business. But there are criterias also for that. You have to have a plan. There is so much that you have to do in order to benefit. You just don't go to them and tell them that this is what I have in mind. You have to have something on paper. All right. And you dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Everything goes through a process. So you can start benefiting before the child is born, from you become pregnant, but not every mother benefits. If you are in a certain position, you won't benefit from this. So the elderly benefits from this program. You have to be over 60 years to benefit. Persons with disabilities, and they have to be certified. You can't just bend your back and be walking with a stick and go inside and say, well, I'm applying. The doctor has to certify this. All right. So these are just some. There are more, I'm very sure, but this is about it. This is about it. So there are quite a few benefits that you can benefit from as it relates to the P.A.T.H program. But in everything, there is a process. All right. Everything takes time. And not everyone, even though you might be poor, you might be less fortunate, you might be among the most vulnerable, but you have to be able to prove that, or else you won't be benefiting from this. So I thank you all so much, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this channel. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Antonio, welcome. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you saying hi. All right. I thank you all those who are on the replay. Thank you so much for being here. Those who are in the chat, thank you so much. In Jamaica, as I said before, you can let me know where you are watching me from if you so choose to comment in the comment section, and let me know what this program is similar to in your country, wherever you are watching me from. Whatever is similar, and how does it work where you are watching from. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Until next time, guys, I will see you in another one. I will be back here with something, another interesting program. So stand by for that. Be blessed, and I will see you somewhere at some time, some point in time. All right? So thank you all again for being here. And I hope I was able to educate you somewhat as to the run-ins in our country, in our Jamaican society. All right? Bless up yourselves.